Dmytro's aged memories of Donbass were painted in the soft hues of a life undisturbed. Golden wheat fields swaying under an endless sky, the laughter of children echoing through quiet villages, the comforting rhythm of a family gathered close. But that serenity shattered in the early days of 2014, when the iron fist of Russian aggression clawed its way across the vast plains, inching ever closer to his doorstep. It was a crisp spring afternoon in 2025 when Dmytro, now settled in a modest home in Arad, Romania, recounted those chilling years. The front lines, he'd said, were a mere 3 miles from his Ukrainian home. For nearly 8 long years, a silent war gnawed at the edges of his existence, a constant tremor beneath the surface of daily life. Yet, amidst the fear and uncertainty, Dmytro's door remained unlocked, a beacon of fragile hope for the steady trickle of Ukrainian refugees, souls ripped from their homes by a violence they couldn't comprehend. Old Mrs. Anya, from our church back home, she started cooking. Dmytro's voice was low, the memory etched deep in his eyes. Dozens of missiles rained down on cities across Ukraine, and the simmering conflict boiled over into a full-scale invasion. Dmytro himself was forced to flee, seeking sanctuary from the storm that had finally engulfed his world. He found it in the embrace of a Christian community in Romania, a place where the language was foreign, but the language of the heart was instantly recognizable. If we, the Ukrainians who ran for our lives, had found Romanians who turned their backs on us, well, that would have been an anti-Christ testimony in the truest sense, Dmytro stated, placing a well-worn coffee pot on the table in the quiet Romanian alleyway. The very nature of God's people is to open their arms. His words were soft, almost a whisper, yet they carried the weight of profound conviction. Their home, their lives, had become inextricably intertwined with the stories of countless Ukrainians who had sought refuge since the invasion. Even when you think you don't have enough, or your house isn't perfect to welcome someone, all you truly need to open is your heart, Delia said, her hand reaching to pour more coffee. Dmytro nodded in solemn agreement. When your heart opens, your doors will follow. Her gaze met mine, and I felt the truth of her words resonate with a clarity that transcended mere policy. Whether a door remained shut or swung wide wasn't just about political decisions. It was a stark reflection of the human heart's condition. Even before the refugees started arriving at our doorstep, we were already reaching out. Pastor Barbosu leaned forward, his gaze fixed on the window as if he could still see the distant suffering. We went to 3 key points inside Ukraine, bringing aid, supplies, food, whatever we could. Nalu, Delia's husband, proudly showed me a picture on his phone of an industrial generator they had gifted. He and a team of volunteers had personally driven it into Ukraine, bolstering a local church that had become both a clinic and a school, a vital lifeline in a war-torn land. In Sisiva, near Romania's northeastern border with Ukraine, Harvest Church forged another crucial partnership with an organization called Fight for Freedom. Together, they transformed an abandoned building into a haven for vulnerable Ukrainian children, their lives irrevocably altered by the war. The Russians were taking the orphans. Pastor Barbosu's voice was heavy with the weight of that reality. Hundreds of children were being abducted. So, we supported Fight for Freedom in moving those children out of the conflict zones, bringing them to safety here in Romania. He continued, we also sent members from our church to serve at the center, and we connected with La Seve, a French Christian ministry, who sent volunteer buses to help care for the children orphaned by the war. As Dmytro refilled my coffee cup, a new layer of his story unfolded, a deeply personal testament to the unexpected grace he had encountered. When I first arrived here, my teeth were very bad, he admitted, a slight grimace crossing his face. A pastor here in Romania, he paid 3,000 euros to fix them. I felt so awkward accepting such a big gift. I knew he wasn't a wealthy man. But the pastor, he just said, I'm doing this for Christ. Because I love Jesus, I love you. You owe me nothing. There was a cruciform love at work here, a love that recognized the indelible image of God stamped on every human soul, regardless of nationality or circumstance. A genuine smile illuminated Dimitro's face as he glanced towards Nelu and Delia. Maybe Nelu didn't truly need my help with work, he confessed, but he still called me, knowing I was jobless and trying to support my family. I tried to help him with what I could, but I understood that he was truly hiring me because of his heart, because he loves God so much. Nelu and Delia shifted uncomfortably, attempting to deflect the heartfelt praise. But Dmitro leaned forward, his voice earnest. The most important thing in life is that no one should just act like a Christian. You have to live the Christian life every single day. A true Christian has God in their heart. His voice was as gentle as a passing breeze, yet a profound silence settled over the table, every ear straining to catch his next words. The wisdom of a man who had found Christ's tangible presence in the actions of a Romanian church. Nominal Christians? Dmitro's gaze swept across the table. They might attend services, maybe even serve. But the biggest difference is this. If someone is in trouble, suffering, has lost everything, a real Christian will act immediately. They can't not act, because that's the very nature of a new heart. His eyes met mine, a silent challenge in their depths. Nominal Christians? They don't truly care. This wasn't just a story of refugees in aid. It was a stark, compelling narrative of faith in action, a testament to the transformative power of genuine Christian love in the face of unimaginable human suffering. It was a reminder that in the darkest of times, the light of true compassion can pierce through the shadows, offering not just physical sustenance, but a profound and enduring hope. The sanctuary in the storm wasn't just a building or a temporary shelter. It was the human heart, opened wide by a love that mirrored the divine. And in that unexpected haven, forged in the crucible of war, unseen bonds of faith and humanity were being forged, stronger than any earthly division.